Welcome back to The Jump. Russell Westbrook undergoing arthroscopic.
I know what you meant.
Yeah, come on. Surgery on his right knee today. He will likely miss the Thunder's preseason. Will be reevaluated in 4 weeks, but could miss the start of the season as well. Paul, little bit deal, big deal, no deal?
It's truly a big deal because, I mean, he's everything for OKC. And like I said earlier, if they get off to a slow start, it could be bad news for OKC. They're a team that needs to be in a high seed because I mean, if you get them in a playoff set, they're not ready. They're not going to be able to beat Golden State in a first-round matchup.
Well, I don't think they're going to drop the 8th because he misses the first couple games.
Well, we didn't think they would lose first round last year to Utah. I mean, there's a lot of things. They're just such a mystery because you have such a great player in Westbrook and Paul George that their record should be a lot better than what it says based on their talent. So, and I don't like him missing the beginning of the season.
Well, knowing Westbrook's competitive spirit, I expect him to be in the preseason opener. You know, like as soon as they clear him, he's playing, he's ready to go.
Without a doubt.
But it's good for Schroeder. You get a couple games, but I'm worried about Roberson more than I'm worried about Westbrook.
Well, I want to just stick on Westbrook for 1 minute. You asked during the break, you were like, how old is he, right?
Yeah.
He's 29 years old, and I don't know if we have it, we can put his contract up and everything. That contract that he signed escalates in money, and it goes up until I believe he's 33 years old.
When you start hitting 30, 29,
now this is
30.
This is not what caused this scope. This is the old injury, and he's had that injury history, of course. Here's his contract numbers.
Woo.
So he's 33 at the end of this,
nice
right?
to be 24 again.
34. So I mean, this is what was always the danger with Russ. If you're OKC, you absolutely had to sign him to this deal. No question.
No doubt.
After Kevin Durant left, this is the heartbeat of your team. He brings in everything. The whole organization whirs around him. But the price you will pay on the back end is paying him $50 million-ish a year for a guy whose game is based on athleticism.
Oh, yes.
And I only will see more of these little knick-knack things coming for him ahead, right, Paul?
The older you get, it doesn't get any easier. I mean, once I turned 29, 30, I started feeling little things, a toe here, a finger here, a knee there. You know, fortunately for me, I didn't have surgery. You know, this is his second surgery, I believe. So hopefully he can get back. He's such a great athlete. You know, it's different times now. They got great medical staffs. He'll recover fast, but this is the age where, you know, injuries can start building up, and you're going to feel a lot more than you did when you were younger.
You know, Oklahoma City couldn't afford to lose him.
No, I mean, this is no criticism of the contract. It's just the inherent danger.
Good. I'll ride and die with it.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Pray that nothing bad happens long term, but he's a face. He's somebody to come watch. I could only imagine a rebuilding process if he wasn't there.
Oh, absolutely. And again, there's no criticism of the contract. It's just like, this is what you have to do, and so this is now the circumstances we as a team would be living with. I mean, Paul, there's some players whose games particularly age well.
Yes.
33 is nothing, and you know they're going to be till 39 doing exactly what they do. Where do you see Russell Westbrook's game and how it will age? I'm
not so sure because, you know, right now he's probably the best athlete in the league. I mean, you look from just top to bottom, pound for pound. You know, as you get older, when your athleticism starts declining, you start learning more about the game. You become a better shooter. I mean, we see this with LeBron. Not that his athleticism has declined, but it did more so than it did when he was younger. So he's shooting the ball better. He's smarter.
But is Russ? I mean, not every player makes that.
Not everybody does make that adjustment.
Do you think that Russ will be one of those guys?
He'll be one of those guys. He's a smart guy. He understands. He's very competitive, but. You know, the great players always make that adjustment. You know, there's other guys in the league, role players that don't. The great ones always make that adjustment. I believe he will as he gets older.
Well, the good thing, they got Schroeder. You got a guy that's primarily been a starting point guard in the NBA. He could play. Like, tell Russ to just chill, take his time.
Yeah, as you point out, you think Dennis Schroeder is telling Russell Westbrook, chill.
No.
I would love to be a fly on the wall for that conversation.
Sam Presti has to say that.
The key is you want him healthy as possible. You don't want him coming back. You don't even want him coming back at 90%.
Not game one.
Not at all.
If you got to tell him to take October off, just take October off.
Without a doubt.
You got a guy that can drive the bus till you get back. He's not as good as driving the bus. He can't get the bus.
But he's a starting caliber point guard. That's the good thing.
Well, this goes back to my point that I don't think 5 games are going to make or break the Thunder season, whether he plays or not. But I do agree with both of y'all that he will want to get back as quick as possible. Yeah. I do think he's one of the smartest players in the league about how he sort of sees things and sees his career in the big picture. So it's not like he doesn't know what his game is based on.
Can you envision him being okay with missing games?
It's tough.
Or them telling him to sit?
This guy doesn't sit. He's He's old school, like I like to say.
Yeah.
You know, the old school guys, if you got a finger injury, they still play. A little minor ankle sprain, you still play. He's a throwback. You know, this guy wants to be out there.
Well, we've seen this with Chris Paul, too. There's another guy who goes 120% every time he's on the court, and then sometimes that means during the course of seasons, he will wear his body to the point of it having a problem and then have to re-up and start again. I'm curious to see if Russell Westbrook's going to kind of get into that pattern also.